because many people are into fancy words nowadays. So when
Mm.
we tell the word, it might seem something else, but it might mean something else. There are some fancy words like that. Just choose a speaker whomever you like and talk after them, just like a shadow. Follow what they are saying. Pause it at regular intervals.
Imitating them, their way of speaking.
Yeah, including their intonation. Oh,
Mm.
I heard a very nice line which says, when your why is very strong, your how will become easy. So if your why you're learning English is very strong, how you're going to do it will become easy. It doesn't matter you're going to join a class, you're going to practice by yourselves.
Hello, Shanta ma'am. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you?
Well, I'm great. That too, now when I see you, I feel better because you see, I want to share this with you that you were the first one to have a conversation with me for my channel. Before this, I wasn't aware of this Skype also. Like I
Correct.
knew there was such an app Skype, but I didn't know that we can have recorded conversations. So it was because of you I could find it out, and that's how I started having conversations on my channel. So thanks a bunch. So before we, have more conversation, please introduce yourself to my viewers.
Yeah, sure. So my name is Shanta and I run a YouTube channel called English with Shanta. I live in Karnataka. I'm born and raised in Karnataka. So I am a software engineer by qualification, but by passion, I'm a YouTuber. So I started my channel about a year ago. I also worked as a spoken English trainer on Inktalki, after which I started my YouTube channel. So my hobbies include having conversations with people, and I'm glad that my hobby is my profession, which
Yeah.
just started off as a hobby and utilizing my time constructively to becoming my passion. And I just cannot do without uploading a video and interacting with people. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. Only YouTube and homemaking. This is what I'm doing these days.
Oh, and if I'm not wrong, you give online classes as well, right?
Yeah, I used to give, but it's been like 3 or 4 months that I stopped giving online classes because we moved out and it is quite difficult for me handling the house right now. So I'm trying to focus only on YouTube. I just want to excel in one thing. But when you start giving classes, you will have to give them explanation. If you're not attending, you will have to tell them. And I also used to do only one-on-one classes and no group classes. So I have to manage the time personally for different people at different times on different days. So that
Mm.
was getting a bit hectic for me. So
Mm.
once I fell sick, I just thought that let me stop because recovery was taking a long time for me. My
Mm.
BP was low, then my hemoglobin was low. All the time, what I used to do is resting, and even having conversations with people for my channel was challenging for me. Sitting and talking for 15-20 minutes, even this I was not able to do. So I
Mm.
thought let me work, and that affected my views as well on YouTube.
Mm.
Views came down because I was not being consistent. Rather than uploading every single day, I was posting alternate days. So even that affected the channel. So I thought, let me put full focus into providing good content for the channel. Only
Right.
that let me do homemaking. That's it.
You're saying that you upload once a week. I upload 2 videos a week, at times once a week. So I wonder, I'm way too behind.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So now what I feel, you're a full-time YouTuber. This is something I feel
Yes.
now because you
Yeah.
are so much consistent. You upload what, one video, sometimes two also in a day.
No, only one video, maybe one video and a short video, but two long videos, no, just one long video a day. I used to do that earlier, but later I'm sticking to one video a day.
So Shanta, you have trained so many students. You have guided them. Which are the common problems that learners face while learning English?
The first problem is confidence. They do not want to even start talking because many people they mail me, I'm a beginner, I don't know if I'm going to talk to you, how well I'm going to talk to you. That hesitation, the first thing. um, Low confidence, hesitation, nervousness, and they will go blank eventually when they are talking to people. And video calling is usually difficult when you're talking to a person, maybe for the first time. That is very difficult for that person. So these are the challenges. But when I used to take classes, the common problems that people face is forgetting words. I know, but when I'm talking, I am not able to frame the right sentence. I have everything in my mind. I'm not able to utilize it. I think
Yeah.
this is the most common problem.
Lack of vocabulary, basically, for that very
Yeah, yeah.
you can say.
Vocabulary.
Okay, so
Hmm.
what would be the solution according to you?
I tell everybody, the only solution to all your English learning problems is practice. It is not something that you don't know. You don't have the practice of doing it.
Hmm.
To talk English, you just need 1,000 words. So if you are able to put them in proper sentences and talk properly, you don't need fancy words to start talking in English. If you know basic words, if you are able to frame proper sentences and talk, that is enough. And you already know these basic words because you have been listening, you're learning English at your school or college. So you already know things in your brain. The only thing you have not put it out. That is why you're not able to use them. So for
Hmm.
everybody I suggest that start talking in English.
Hmm. Hmm.
Surround yourself with English content and start applying whatever you have learned. So once you have become,
Oh.
that will improve your fluency. You will be able to talk well.
Hmm. But then I've seen, many learners, many students in my classes, I have seen that some people, they have vocabulary, they have words, but they don't
Mm,
know how to give them a right shape, how to give
right.
structure. So
Mm,
this is where comes your grammar. So when you know
mm,
a little bit of grammar, like say different sentence patterns, okay, a little bit of tenses. So basic.
mm.
So I believe student can speak really well by using those basic words. Do you agree?
Yeah, basic grammar knowledge also they should have. When we say that grammar is not needed, doesn't mean that don't need to apply grammar. It only means that you don't learn grammar separately from the books. When you learn from the books, you can't be sure that it is going to help you when you're talking in English. Suddenly you are not able to recollect you can't stop and think verb first form, second form, and then you can't say the sentence. It has to come to you spontaneously. That's what we mean by telling like don't learn grammar first. Means to say just start talking with how much of a broken English you know. Okay. And when you want to use your vocabulary in a proper sentence structure, it might also be that you don't know exactly where you can use that word because many people are into fancy words nowadays. So when
Hmm.
we tell the word, it might seem something else, but it might mean something else. There are some fancy words like that. So if you know proper grammar, yes, you can use it. And if you know some words, you have to frame your own sentences first before you trying to use the word. So that will make your brain accustomed.
I'm sorry
Yeah.
for interrupting. Could you give me an example where students trying to use fancy words and then speak, and the other student trying to use basic words and speak? Two different situations you have.
Yeah. Um, Lately, I was talking to a person, and there are two things. Life is like, it's a piece of cake or it's not a cakewalk. These are two correct things, right? It was a cakewalk for him or it was a piece of cake for him. So she ended up telling something like cake of walk. Okay.
Okay.
So the other, like normally you can also say it was not easy. It was
E-
not easy for him.
Hmm.
Okay, they can say that instead of using, but the pressure is there to use fancy words or advanced English. So we end up making mistakes. So this can be an example.
Hmm. Hmm. Absolutely, I agree with you because what I feel people really need to understand that why are you speaking in the first place? You are speaking so that you can convey your thoughts, your ideas, opinions, feelings, whatever, right? So that should be the main motive, but not flaunting your English language, not showing that, see, hey, I have so much advanced vocabulary, look at me, listen to me. No.
Mhm.
So this is very important message for everyone out there from your
Mhm.
end that please do not focus on learning new words. First, whatever words we already have these words. Since we aren't using them, that is the reason somewhere now they have slipped basically.
They
Okay.
just become a passive vocabulary in your head.
Yes, as it is nothing but the passive. When you start speaking, those words will wake up, and then you make them active, and you're actively using in your speech. So in the beginning, we can say don't focus on learning new or
Hmm.
fancy words. Focus on the basic communication. We can say that.
Basic communication and your accuracy. You have fancy words, but your English is broken and grammar is not up to the point. Those fancy words it will, it will give a message to the opposite person that you're deliberately trying to use that word.
Yeah,
Just
it's
for the sake
artificial
of,
actually.
yeah, it looks artificial. They will know that you're faking around.
According to you, what those learners, the beginners basically, and the pre-beginners, when they want to start something English, so what is your message for them? What should be the step? What should be the steps to move forward?
They have to learn things by listening because listening is easy. And start off with basic daily use sentences, how are you, or something like something very basic. Start from there and start practicing with yourself in front of the mirror, because nobody is watching you, and sometimes it happens that we do not want to see our recording. It is like so bad, I cannot watch myself, because when I'm scrolling through TV, so YouTube is obviously connected, and suddenly my video pops up in the recommendations. I feel so embarrassed, I just skip it fast and I watch something else. So it happens with people, they do not want to see their own recording. For that case, you can practice in front of the mirror, and once you get the confidence, you can start recording yourself.
Hmm.
Prepare for basic topics and start practicing talking, listening, talking. You can do, for beginners also, shadowing is very effective. Just
Hmm.
repeating after the person. So that is also going to help.
Shadowing, could you please explain shadowing technique to everyone?
Just choose a speaker whomever you like and talk after them. Just like a shadow, follow what they are saying. Pause it at regular intervals.
Imitating them, their way of speaking.
Yeah, including their intonation. Intonation is nothing but highs and lows of your voice, where
Voice.
some words are stressed more. Voice
Yeah.
modulation.
Hmm.
When practice that, because yeah, it might come at a later stage that you have to be an effective speaker as well. When you are talking,
Hmm.
people have to listen to. That will
Yeah.
happen if you have voice modulation. Otherwise, it is just like you are talking, 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 and people don't know what to focus on.
Yeah.
So voice modulation is, yes, I'm not saying that I am into it, but I'm just telling because you asked me to give suggestions. So
Hmm.
yeah, shadowing is going to be a good practice for all of beginners especially.
Yeah. See, as a communication trainer, also, like I teach communication skills, public speaking. So,
Yeah.
voice modulation is one of the main points that I pick while teaching communication. And even in
Mm.
English class, also, while they speak, and sometimes they pick up the same pitch, same pace, and they keep on
Mm.
speaking. No,
Yeah.
no variation. And then I have to tell them that you see, this way your listeners will get tired and they'll be bored and they don't want to listen to you. So please,
Right.
there should be voice modulation, variation in your speech, where to take a pause, where to put stress. These things might sound quite small, simple, but these are extremely important and crucial for your speaking, effective
Mm.
speaking. I'm talking about speaking. And
Correct. Correct.
tips really are really helpful, shadowing, and then just start speaking, the main formula, just start speaking.
Right.
Okay, so let's talk about those people, those learners who cannot afford fees for the classes. Okay, and yet they want to learn, they want to improve. So what can they do to do that?
See, when you're practicing by yourself, you need a great deal of motivation. If you say that I want to learn, I want to do some workout or do yoga, but I'm not going to join any classes. I'm going to practice by myself. I will be procrastinating it, honestly. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it the day after. We will start. And I might start 1 or 2 days, then I'll give it a break and forget about it. Later, again, when I start having health issues, I'll think that, oh, I have to do yoga again. So I'm going to start from scratch again. So, first thing is, you're not going to be motivated, you're not going to be consistent. Oh,
Mm.
I heard a very nice line which says, when your why is very strong, your how will become easy. So if your why you're learning English is very strong, how you're going to do it will become easy. It doesn't matter you're going to join a class, you're going to practice by yourselves, because I've seen many people who have learned by themselves. I have learned by myself, of course, because I didn't join anything to gain fluency. It's only because of practice that you learn.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter you have environment, don't have environment, whether you are utilizing that environment, that is important. You studied in an English medium, fine. But did you talk in English? That is a different question.
Yes.
So it is definitely possible if you want to learn alone.
Mm.
But you will require a lot of motivation. Like it is difficult, honestly, to stay consistent. You might just start with searching of English content, but you might end up watching reels again. But if you have paid somebody money to teach you, you are going to be there at that time,
I
because I've paid and I have to utilize their services. You're going
right.
to attend the, it is a better option. But if you cannot afford, just keep your passion very strong that I have to do it, and it is possible.
Keep that fire burning inside of you that, I want to learn. I will learn. And be consistent and be hardworking. That's what we can say. But of course, expert guidance is always great. If you have any
Definitely.
expert with you who is guiding you, he
Mm.
your mentor, then please go for that. It's really important.
Mm.
Because, you can also cover this journey by yourself. I agree, but this will take a lot more time. Like if I talk about,
Lot more time.
yeah,
Yeah, and you, and who is going to give you feedback? The
yeah.
tutor's job is to give you feedback.
Hmm. Hmm. So what I feel that, okay, you have started your journey, it's great, but if you really can invest into your learning and your upskilling, so please go ahead and do that, right?
Yeah.
All these suggestions, I'm sure these are going to help many people who are listening to us right now. And thank you so much for your valuable time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.